Hello guys, for today's video I'm going to show you and explain you how QuickConnect works. So as you know, QuickConnect is a Synology service built into your NAS that is going to allow you to have an easy configuration in order for you to access the NAS remotely. So I have found a white paper that explains everything, and I will show you just some figures, some drawings here, and I will explain you how it works. So first of all, when you use the QuickConnect service, so you need to register, and you can, so as you can see here, you can register with your Synology account, choose a QuickConnect ID, and then you can access the NAS with the quickconnect.to/QuickConnect ID, or the QuickConnect ID .quickconnect.to. And on the advanced tab you have the QuickConnect relay service if you want to use it, and the automatically create port forwarding rules. And there's what kind of services are allowed to work through QuickConnect. So first of all, I'm just going to talk about the automatically create port forwarding rules function. So this allows the NAS through UPnP, so Universal Plug and Play Protocol, configure your router in order to have, you know, the port forwarding rules automatically created. So usually this kind of UPnP features, it's nice to have because it's easy, but in terms of security, just do not use it. It's really bad because it allows your PC or your NAS, for example, to open ports. Also, although maybe you should not do it because you don't have any kind of control over it. So just don't use this, and also some malwares can still take advantage of these features. So just don't use it. Now, you also have the external access tab, which is important because how the QuickConnect feature works. So first of all, when you activate your QuickConnect service, the Synology NAS is going to create a tunnel to the QuickConnect server, and it is going to send some information on your NAS to it. It will be the internal IP address, the external IP address, and a host name if you have configured it. So the host name, you can configure it into the dynamic DNS tab with your service provider of your choosing, and you have also the Synology DDNS service you will have a synology.me address. So of course, if you use this, you need to have the port forwarding rules, the NAT on your router. And you have the advanced tab when you can put your host name or IP address and your ports in order to access. So this is important because the advanced tab, the information here, has a priority over DDNS when you're going to access your router through QuickConnect. So if you do this here, test 1, and here test 2 for the host name, it will try to connect to test 1, not test 2. So you know now all kind of how it works. It sends the information, it connects, it creates a tunnel. And so you have different use cases. First of all, when you try to enter so I'm going to enter my QuickConnect for this that I have created for this test, and now I am on my own network. This is important, and as you cannot see here on the video, but my QuickConnect address has translated over the local IP of my NAS. Okay, so the QuickConnect or my browser saw that I can access the system locally, so it chose the internal IP address. Now, for example, let's say I'm going to block this direct traffic because I am on the internet. Okay, I do not have the port forwarding configured. So what is going to happen in this configuration? Okay, I'm going to go again to my this is a test1.quickconnect.to address. So now it's going to see if I can access my NAS locally, and it says no, it does not work. So now you have to enable a relay service. Now I would like to be clearer on a point, is that as you can see here, normally when it can access the system directly, so you have a tunnel that is created here, and then when I want to connect, it should create a tunnel directly between both devices. Normally it's kind of secure and you shouldn't have too much performance problems because it's a point-to-point tunnel. So it's going to create there is going to be an exchange of information which will allow my two systems to communicate over a tunnel. So here on the web browser, as you can see, it should have worked, but it did not work. I think that the tunnel function is probably not compatible with the browser, or maybe there is another thing that I did not find. Now what happens, I'm going to show you what happens in terms of traffic. This is quite interesting, what happens in terms of traffic. So the tunnel function, the point-to-point tunnel function is working with the Synology apps. So I'm going to try to use on my phone the Disk Station video application, and I'm going to show you what happens. So first of all, I'm just going to filter the traffic on my internal IP address of my NAS. Okay, I'm going to reload, wait like 5-10 seconds, and I'm going to show you what happens. So now I have some traffic that is also related to other services, and now I'm going to test to the login. I'm only using the QuickConnect ID. The QuickConnect ID on my phone that I'm going to use is this is a test 1. That's all. So now I'm going to try. Okay, I'm trying to log in, and I'm going to see what happens. Okay, so here I see. Okay, here I see. I'm going to stop the auto scroll feature. This is it. This is it. Okay, so this is on the left, it's my NAS IP address, and on the right, it's my phone IP address. So as you can see, there is something that we might not see because it is negotiated between the NAS and Synology, and also between the phone and the NAS. So there are some information I might not see now, or it's maybe before or later, I don't know. So as you can see here, this is the tunnel. Now my phone, my NAS and my phone, I connected directly. So this is a proof that I have a direct tunnel between the two devices. Normally the security should be good enough, and the performance should be good enough also, because it's a direct tunnel. Okay, that's very important. Now, something else that I'm gonna do. Okay, now for the next step. As you just saw, how can I say? We have tested this scenario here. Okay, with the phone it works well. With the web browser it did not work. Maybe it's because it's not compatible with the tunnel function. I don't exactly know for this point. Now, as you can see, we will test again with the browser. Okay. Now we are going to test this scenario where I'm going to use the relay service. Okay, so I'm going to QuickConnect, I'm going to the Advanced tab, and I am going to allow the QuickConnect relay service, and you will see what happens. Okay, I wait a little second, and now if I try to access again, like if I am on the internet, I'm going to try, and normally it should redirect me to an address that I'm going to show you. Okay, here is it. Here it is, sorry. So I'm going to write it to you here. Okay, so the address that I have entered, it's this one. Okay, and as the Synology servers, as they saw that I cannot access the system directly or through a point-to-point tunnel, as I have allowed the relay service, now it allows the connection. So as you can see, this is the address. And did you notice the time it needs just for the login page to show? It's extremely slow. Okay, that's already performance is not good. Now, unfortunately, I cannot show you well. Okay, here is the certificate. Okay, now this certificate, unfortunately, I have a add guard feature. Now this is the problem in terms of certificate. Okay, their certificate, if I do not have this, the issuer name, unfortunately it's not the correct one. Let's see, maybe I can take this out. Okay, let's try again. I would like to show you why I do not like this feature. Okay, I'm going to show you why. Okay, so now it was a bit faster, maybe because of a cache. And let's see if I have the correct issuer. Verify, but let's encrypt. Okay. That's funny because I also have my certificates with Let's Encrypt, but it should not be this one. 10 April, so it was valid from what is it? The 11th of January. Are they taking my certificate? That's interesting. That's something that I did not see. That is something that I might have missed, but okay, you know what? I'm going to verify this later and add the result on the description of the video, because I'm not sure this is my certificate, because I guess what I'm worried about is that they might see, of course, the data that is, you know, going through them. But as it is a tunnel, interesting. Okay, so I will check this later. I'm not going to bother you with that. So as you can see, it's a bit slower. I'm going to confirm for the security perspective. And now what happens in terms of traffic? Okay, so in terms of traffic, I would like to show you. So I'm going to try maybe to connect again. To see if we see some traffic. Okay, so we're not seeing anything moving just yet. So maybe I have lost. Okay, so just let me connect myself again. Okay. And just let's see. Yeah, that's probably because I've quit the ArtGuard application, so it cut the page. Okay, so now on the network protection, let's see what do we have in terms of traffic, and you will see that it's very different. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to try to connect from my phone once again. Okay, from my phone. And let's see, I'm going to filter for the NAS. Okay, I'm going to try to connect here. Let's see with my phone what happens. Okay. No, this is still with my phone because, okay. There is a priority anyway. If there is a possibility that the tunnel between the devices works, well, it will choose, you know, the shorter path. Okay, so that's interesting. Now what should I do? Okay, so let's see, maybe yes, I can try with the browser, because with the browser, as I told you, there is no tunnel. So I'm going to try to connect once again, and let's see here. Okay, so no traffic is showing up just yet. I've made so many tests. So let me see a last thing. I'm going to try. Yes, now I might remember. Okay. So this is the web application firewall, and I think that is maybe the problem why it does not go. Or maybe there is as the connection is already established, I think that this is the problem. So I'm going to try a last test here, and let's see what happens. Okay. Pop. Here I can see already something strange. I think this might be the tunnel. Just let me see what is the host name of this IP address. Okay. Okay, yeah, this sometimes can be part of it, but I do not have the confirmation. Let me try again. I'm going to log off of my phone and try to see. Okay, so from this is still a direct tunnel. Oh yes, now I remember how to test it. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to test it from my phone, so I'm going to enter the address. Okay, this is a test 1. I'm going to try to connect without the relay part. It was DE8. This was the relay part. Okay, so I'm trying to connect to this is a test1.quickconnect.to. Okay, it redirected to the relay address, and normally we should have in an address of Synology. Now let me see. This one is coming, so it's always in HTTPS. So let's see, or maybe I have just missed something. No, it's not this one. And there is another one. Let me see if I can do. No, it's always with Amazon, so maybe it's this address, or I can see another one. There are 2 addresses. Oh, okay, now I know which one is it. It might be this one. Okay, this is the address. Okay. So as you can see, and I'm going to try again in order for you to show you, when I'm connecting to the relay address, now I just try to connect myself again, and you do not see the IP address of my phone. You only see one piece of information, is the NAS contacting the Synology relay server. Okay, so sorry it took a bit some time. It's the demo effect, but this is how it works. Okay, so it works as this advertised, of course. But now, what to think about it? Actually, I wouldn't use this feature because of performance, especially with the relay. People might use the relay configuration if they want to for it to be easy. There is this security aspect that I might need to check because I'm not sure that it shows my own certificate. This I do have some doubts, but I'm going to check. Now, also another reason why I wouldn't use this service, it's because it's like, how do you call this in English already? It's like a big book of only NAS related addresses. So, some people can try to guess or to brute force the the host names on Synology, so they can try to discover a lot of NAS, and they will know that everything that ends with the Synology.me or QuickConnect, they know that it's only going to be NAS. So they're going to have a big book of only NAS devices, and a lot of them are not protected. And it's even worse because some security engineers in some companies, or even at home like me, for example, they can add some layers of security, like, for example, let's say a network intrusion prevention system, antivirus, network antivirus scanning, for example. And when you use the relay service, everything is nothing can work. You are just blind. So you're allowing your device, your NAS, to connect to the system. You do not know what happens there. If maybe some other information is getting collected, if someone malicious inside the company is doing something bad, if someone maybe is able to take your address and try to to access your system before, because he knows that this person knows that it's only going to be Synology NAS there. So that's why I would not recommend. You have too much visibility in terms of from the outside. They have too much visibility on NAS systems. You do not know what it's really happening at the Synology company, of course, if there are some malicious threat actors. And you yourself, as a security engineer or IT engineer, you do not know what is happening. You have no control. And of course, if you have the relay service, you might not be able to add some extra layer of security with IP filtering, with country filtering, etc. Okay, so I hope this video has been informative for you, and if you have any kind of questions, feel free to ask. I would gladly answer them. Bye-bye.